Hi everyone, it's Gina from Gina K Designs and welcome back to another 5-minute card video. Today I'm going to be doing some ink blending on a stencil. This is the Bodacious Bloom stencil set and it comes in the Watercolor Floral card kit. Now that card kit is currently out of stock, but we're doing a reissue of it, so if you're interested in it, make sure you get on the wait list. So I started with a panel that I cut with Master Layout 7. This is a Mini Slimline panel, and I'm placing one side of this stencil over this panel. And I'm just going to tape it down just to keep it in place. And I'm going to start with these colors. I'm using the light spruce and medium spruce from the kit. I'm also using Turquoise Sea and Tranquil Teal, and then I'm going to add some wild Wisteria. So I'm going to start with the Turquoise Sea and a large blending brush. I'm going to ink just over the flower part here, just over this flower head. And I'm adding a light amount of ink, but I'm going a little heavy toward the center, so it kind of fades out a bit toward the ends of the petals. Then with a smaller blending brush, I'm going to ink up again with Turquoise Sea, and I'm just going to do this little bud right up here, just to add a little turquoise right in there. Then I'm going to go with my lightest green, which is the light spruce, and I'm going to use a large blending brush to start, and I'm going to add that light spruce to the greenery part of this stencil. And I'm not going all the way up to the flower just yet. I'm going to do this large area here with my large blending brush. And then I'm going to take a small blending brush, same color, the light spruce, and I'm going to get into these finer areas. Just trying not to get too much onto the petals of the flowers. If you get a little bit on there, that's totally fine. This color combination is actually a great combination if you end up getting a little bit of green onto the flowers or a little bit of blue onto the leaves. It really doesn't matter, but by using the smaller blending brush, you can be just a little bit more precise. Okay, so now I have my first colors on there, and I'm going to remove this stencil. And I'm just going to shift it just a little bit here to the next spot, which is right next to it. And I'm going to line that up by lining up the center. So that lines up pretty spot on there. And then you're going to see some of the second layer will actually go outside of the first layer. That's totally fine. That's what it's meant to do. And then I tape that down again. Now I'm going to start with that turquoise brush again, and I'm going to move to the color Tranquil Teal. And I'm going to add Tranquil Teal into the flower here. And I'm not going all the way out to the edge, I'm just going close to the edge, because that's going to give me even a better fade. And then I'm going to add some Tranquil Teal into this little spot up here into the bud. Then I'm using my small green blending brush with the medium spruce color, and I'm going to fill in all the green areas here with this medium spruce. This color is a really pretty color green. It's got a lot more blue-gray in it than our other greens. But if you don't have these colors, you can use any greens and you can use any blues. Or you can just totally change it up and use pinks or oranges, yellows, whatever you like. All right, so I'm getting all these second layer areas filled in. And you can see there's one little area here at the bottom of the bud, and I'm just going to go back and forth over that just to add that little part of greenery to that bud. Okay, so now that's my second layer. Now I'm going to remove the stencil completely, and you can see how pretty that's coming out already. Now here's the second stencil with the third layer and the fourth layer of the flower. So I'm going to pop this in here, and you can find where it lines up fairly well. There we go. Now for this one, I'm going to actually use some wild Wisteria, but it's going to kind of create a glowy look. So I'm going to just pop that into my ink stand here. And then I'm using a small blending brush for this. I'm going to hold the stencil in place and add that wild wisteria. And again, heavy in the center of this layer, and then just kind of fading out a little bit toward the edges of the blue. Okay, you can see what that looks like. Now I'm going to add the dots in the center, and those I'm going to use black onyx, because I'm going to do my black onyx layer around the outside, and my greeting is going to be in black onyx, and this is just going to give me a little bit of continuity. It kind of brings all those black parts of the card together by having a little bit in the flower. Okay, and there is all my ink blending. So now I'm going to adhere this panel to the black layer that I cut out with Master Layout 7. I'm going to use a little tape for that. And then I'm going to add my greeting. Now the greeting I chose is also from the Watercolor Floral kit. It's the So Many Sentiments stamp set. Boy, I didn't make that very even, did I? Let me just shift that a little bit. Actually, let me see if I can see it better. If I get more on top of it here. Let's just see. There we go. This might be more than a 5-minute card video because of my inability to line up my layers today. Okay, so I've got that lined up, and I'm going to use the So Many Sentiments stamp set. I'm going to choose Birthday Wishes to You. Now, I already have that lined up on my MISTI. So I'm going to pop this panel into the corner here, and I'm going to use some black onyx ink for that. I'm going to double stamp it to get it nice and dark. So I'm going to stamp it once, and then making sure that it's in the right spot, I'm going to double stamp it a second time. And that is what that panel looks like. Now for my finished card, all I did was add a white Mini Slimline card base to it, and I embellished it with a few of the Gina K Designs clear dewdrops. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's card project, and I hope you'll give this one a try. Stay tuned to my channel for more 5-minute card videos and more live Stampin' Chats too. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again real soon.